Hi, it's Sue from Aging Joyfully. I learned an important lesson yesterday. I went to get my CAC scan on my heart, and when I was talking to the woman at front counter, I just happened to mention that my doctor had been giving me a hard time getting the scan ordered at this facility, and that I was probably going to have a hard time getting the results. And the reason for that is because this scan is not covered by insurance. So, although it's not covered by insurance, my doctor wanted me to go through our insurance's facility. And that facility is 1 hour from our house, whereas this facility, the hospital, is 10 minutes away. Now, our insurance is not affiliated with the hospital that's 10 minutes from our house. We are not allowed to use this hospital. Although our doctor's office is located in this facility, she stressed from day one, they have no affiliation, they have nothing to do with the hospital. So she didn't want to order the scan to be done at the hospital. But I was not going to drive 1 hour to get the scan done when I have to pay out of pocket anyway. So why do I need to go to our insurance? Well, I couldn't have even gone to our insurance facility because it's not covered by insurance. Maybe I could have. I don't know. I didn't even bother checking into that because it was so much more convenient to go 10 minutes rather than drive an hour. So she was reluctant to order, but she finally did. But I knew I would have a hard time getting the ultimate results. So this woman, at first we tried to add the portal that would give us the results, but Steve tried to add it while I was getting the scan done and was not successful because we didn't have the right number or whatever. And then I couldn't add it. And then she told me I'd have to call IT. But she said, or you could just go down one flight of steps. She kept saying one flight like that. Just go down one flight of steps to medical records, and you could get the results at medical records. So when we left, I was like, it sounds so simple. Let's just go down one flight of steps. So we went down one flight of steps, and there was a locked door, and there was no medical records. So we were confused. So we went back up one flight of steps, and there's elevators there, but she had stressed to go down one flight of steps. So we were taking her literally, and I said, let's try the elevator. So we went in the elevator, and there, when we went down one floor, there on the wall, in huge letters said, medical records this way. So we followed the arrows right all the way to almost outside. I said, well, this can't be right. Where are the records? There's lots of locked doors with no names or things. And I thought, are medical records just for employees and we're not allowed to go there? But she told us to go one flight. So I went into a doctor's office and asked, and the woman told me, go outside to the left, to the next building, and inside, the medical records are in there. I think the woman who told me had never actually been to medical records because I think she would have included these details in her story. So we did that, and we were shocked to find out how easy it is to get your records. My first thought was, I'm going to have to pay, because we have switched doctors through moving a lot and through changing insurance. We have switched many times. And every time I've tried to get my records from our doctor's office, they've always told me I will have to pay somewhere around $25, or they've said, we won't even give them to you. They can only be given to your next doctor. I've always found this frustrating. So I asked the woman, do we have to pay? And she was shocked at such a question. She's like, no. Within 2 minutes, we had my scan from 2 years ago, my CAC scan I had 2 years ago. And she took my information to give me the new scan as soon as it came in. And Steve said, you'll probably get it before the doctor gets it now. So sure enough, I had the scan at 10 o'clock one morning, and 8 o'clock the next morning, I had the results from medical records. And I still haven't had my doctor call me yet. She's going to have to review them before she calls me. So I was able to look at my results, and 2 years ago, my plaque in my arteries was a number of 18. That's in the mild to moderate, but at that time, I was worse than 70% of people my age. This year, it went up. 2 years later, it went up to 30. I was disappointed because I had lost so much weight and changed my diet entirely. And I eat foods I don't even like. However, there's many reasons why it may have gone up. First of all, it could be genetic. I have an aunt and uncle who died in their 60s of heart attacks. That to me is scary. That's one reason I pursued this, even though my parents really had no heart issues. That always lurked in the back of my head, how my aunt and uncle died, not much older than me. That's pretty scary. So that's the first thing, genetics. Secondly, it could be that I still eat a good deal of sugar, and sugar can settle in your arteries as plaque. I've cut it down quite a bit, but I am a sugar addict. It's really hard to cut down. Thirdly, I take vitamin D, which I've read that if you don't take vitamin K with vitamin D, it could settle in your arteries. I don't know. I don't know if this is factual or theory. I'm not a medical professional. I just know what I read because I'm trying to keep my plaque at a minimum. Okay, so other reasons, it could be stress. The more stress you have, your blood pressure goes up. Even though I have low blood pressure now, in periods of stress, it could go up temporarily and cause plaque in your arteries. So this is the thing that I'm so frustrated. I don't know why I have the plaque. I gave up alcohol 2 years ago, and now I'm thinking, well, alcohol didn't seem to play a part in it at all because it's gone up after having no alcohol for 2 years. In 2 years, it's gone up. So that was shocking to me. I'm sure alcohol causes other issues, and I don't know. I've had no alcohol in 2 years, so that was very shocking. But my cousin did die last year of heart problems. He didn't have a heart attack. He was 61. He died in his sleep. And so that concerned me as well. He is a cousin we thought was going to live for a good, long life. We were very, very, very shocked that happened because he's on the side that we thought was the healthy side, the side that didn't have the heart problems. So all I could do now is continue to get rid of my sugar, eliminate my stress, reduce or eliminate my stress, which is in itself challenging. We all have stress. But I have found some meditation things that you can meditate throughout the day, do breathing exercises. Of course, there's stress all over the news. I'm very sensitive, and the divide between people, the division between the political groups and every group has affected me because I'm so sensitive. So the breathing exercises, I thought I was being pretty good with stress in walking and exercising and having Sierra and having more outings and more fun times in our life. I thought I was doing pretty well with the stress. But your body knows your stress more than you do, right? So those are my goals: to eliminate my sugar further, eliminate my stress further, try to get on that plant-based diet that a doctor told me years ago. He told me not to eat meat at all. He told me meat was bad for my heart. Well, now I'm starting to believe him because I had lost weight by not a total carnivore diet, but getting more meat, eggs, cheese, and things like that. So now I'm thinking, I had seen the movie on Netflix or series, I don't know if it was a movie or a series, called Blue Zones, and they said the people who lived to their hundreds were the ones who were more plant-based. So I'm thinking maybe that doctor was right. I never knew who to trust. I never knew which theory to listen to. I'm just so confused. I'm more than confused. The lady giving me the scan told me her husband's score was 300 and he's not even 60. I think 300 is pretty concerning. She said nobody would keep an eye on him because he's under 60, which I don't understand that at all. If he's at that level, I would think any cardiologist, well, I guess they're slammed with patients, but I had no problem finding one. I've been to 3 already in my life, and I'm probably going to have to line up one again in the future when we switch insurances and see if I need to go on a routine basis, have an echocardiogram, or I know they want me to be on statins, which I did for a short time and could not stand. So I'm against statins. That's me personally. People take them and whatever. I'm not a doctor. You do what's best for you. I know they're going to pressure me to do that. But the funny thing is, when I did go and they tried to push the statins, they never did ask about my stress or my diet. And I found that confusing because I like to do things without pills. I think reducing your stress and changing your diet probably would be more effective. Maybe along with the statin, but they never even mentioned my stress or diet, and that just really concerned me. They didn't even talk about my weight or exercise or diet or anything, really. They only talked about a pill. I'm reluctant to take a pill, so I did go back to that doctor. So I'm going to have to 30 is not so bad. It's still pretty manageable. If I go at this rate, I would be about 70 before I'm getting to a higher risk. That's just my opinion. I don't know what the true high risk is, but when it gets to 100, I believe it's getting to a dangerous territory. Not really dangerous, I guess. I know people who have 200 and people say they have 200, 300, 500. I don't think that's real healthy, but they haven't yet had a heart attack. So this is all confusing. This is a test that's not, I don't know doctors who offer it because it's not covered by insurance, but the lady who gave it said she does 15 a day. And my results say I'm worse than 61% of people my age, which was shocking to me because I am kind of still on the low end. But when I was taking statistics in college, my professors always said lying with statistics. Very few people are really taking this test. I mean, 2 years ago, I was worse than 70% of people my age. This year, I'm worse than 61. So just by me aging, I'm improving, although I'm not improving because more people are taking the tests as they get older. So I'm not real concerned about being worse than 61% of people my age. I'm more concerned about the growth, and I don't want it to continue to grow at that rate. But I've also read that once you have it, it does grow. I thought I had read it went up, the average was 10 or 20% a year, which mine went up more than the average. So that is concerning with all my dietary changes. I wish I knew the answer. I wish I knew what I should be doing to slow the growth. But again, if it's genetic, I know my aunt and uncle didn't have the best diets, and I know my diet's far better, and they had tremendous stress. You know, they were from the Depression era and had a lot of pressures, had a lot of struggles. So I'm just going to move forward and continue doing what I'm doing with some changes with diet and stress levels. But you do what you can do. I'd like you to comment and tell me if you've had this test, what your score is, what changes you have made. I really would. We've started this community for that, and we'd hope to get some more interactive comments and positive feedback. I'd really appreciate that. Until I see you again, take it easy.